Lewis Hamilton and was pushing hard. 2.8 seconds for Hamilton. Through goes Russell. Through goes Sainz, Ocon and Alonso. And here goes Max Verstappen past Fernando Alonso. And Verstappen up into 5th place. Verstappen is going to come in. So his second and what should be final pit stop on lap 39.
A different strategy will be asked to get out of the way pronto like that, because Verstappen is on a roll.
You said quite a while ago Verstappen could feature at the end of this race and could feature quite high. Well, he's probably got the undercut on Carlos Sainz. Charles Leclerc is on tyres at the moment that actually might not suit him very well. Verstappen's closing in on Charles Leclerc to make the overtake on the track. George Russell is now down to 6th place. They go wheel to wheel. Verstappen goes a bit deep. He makes that overtake stick. Oh no! He's had a long spin.
Mulai.
Perez has now got to his Hamilton right on his tail. Hamilton pulls out from behind the rear wing of that into the same corner. It'll get DRS. An advantage from that and ahead of Verstappen going into turn 2. George Russell going now into turn 2.
So far, so good. He's a little bit wide. Oh, that's
Nah.
a lazy
Ya. Mambu iu. Cak Yuna nama mambu iu.
He is closer than he was on the previous lap to Charles Leclerc. Leclerc dives down the inside to cover off the Red Bull. In doing so, Max Verstappen now has a nice gap opening on the inside coming out of turn 1, and Verstappen is back ahead of Charles
Nama
Leclerc.
kalian kecil. Nama kalian
Lewis
dulu.
Hamilton is coming in the other Mercedes, the lead of this race. They'll be about a net fifth.
Verstappen and Red Bull.
Led the 50th race of his career today, takes the 28th victory of his career. Max Verstappen from 10th on the grid comes home to win the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Wow, anyways, I think we said car as we wanted.
It's lights out and away we go. Sainz reacts quickest. Perez comes across to cover off Fernando Alonso. He's almost on the grass, but he's ahead of Sergio Perez. Sainz goes into the first corner. Then comes Alonso. Lewis Hamilton round the outside of George Russell. Perez has lost places right at the start. As on the run down to Eau Rouge we go now. And you can see a brilliant start from Sebastian Vettel, who's already alongside Daniel Ricciardo. Into Eau Rouge. Ricciardo just ahead of the Aston Martin. Over radio we go. And onto the Camel Straight. But Carlos Sainz is a long way clear. Behind him comes Fernando Alonso, and there's the two Aston Martins squabbling, and behind Fernando Alonso, it's his old teammate Lewis Hamilton. Here comes Hamilton into the Leclerc chicane, and they make contact. Hamilton rises up into the air, he's made contact with Fernando Alonso. George Russell goes through. There's the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll onto the gravel, and that was Alonso and Hamilton getting too close together, tangling, but they both managed to carry on. There's Max Verstappen right behind his old teammate Daniel Ricciardo. Verstappen already ahead of another of his old teammates, Alex Albon, and he's up into 7th place. Ricciardo's now the car ahead of him, and then Sebastian Vettel is holding his own in that top 5. We're on board now with Max Verstappen, and this Red Bull has had absolute pace. Along the straight, it's had a lot of pace in the middle sector as well. And how vulnerable is Daniel Ricciardo with the tyres going to be to the challenge behind him going into the bus stop chicane? There's a couple of car lengths between Ricciardo and Verstappen. That is getting overhauled quite substantially. Into the bus stop chicane we go. Max Verstappen started 14th, is now up into 6th place. Here's Sebastian Vettel now on the outside and Max Verstappen on the inside, and Vettel, you get the feeling, was using his years of experience not to fight that one for too much longer. Verstappen up to 5th.
Max Verstappen is 6 seconds off the lead, so he nearly unravelled the pain of the entry penalty.
Up the climb to rally on we go with the Alpine ahead of the Red Bull, and look how Max Verstappen, now the extra DRS point, starts to close up. 8.5 miles an hour extra pace. Fernando Alonso moves aside, Max Verstappen goes through. Leclerc here position that he doesn't want to be in.
Yeah, it's like that's a car, at least one car every lap.
Like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Max Verstappen just proving he is now up into the podium places. So our race leader, a couple of laps after reporting higher tyre degradation than he really wanted, has now pitted.
Now, this is what Max is saying. We're losing time there. And now we're in an undercut situation, aren't they? Ferrari puts on new tyres. We'll have a reasonably clear amount of track. And Red Bull, this is where Max seems to be pumping in his best stuff.
I think the key here is Alonso pits as well. Can they get Sainz out onto the track behind Sebastian Vettel and in front of Daniel Ricciardo? I'll watch that as along the Campbell Straight, Max Verstappen gets past his teammate Sergio Perez, and Carlos Sainz comes back out onto the track, our race leader behind Daniel Ricciardo and ahead of Lance Stroll. Sainz round the outside at the source, 2.8 seconds, 6/10 slower than his teammate Sergio Perez for Max Verstappen's pit stop, but he still gets out ahead of Perez. Guess what? I rather think Max Verstappen is about to retake the lead, and this time not because of any pit stop for the Ferrari, but because of the pace of the Red Bull. Here it comes, Max Verstappen into the Cop chicane, leads the Belgian Grand Prix once more. And they rather like that, those that are dressed in orange. Lap 18 of the race, the man who started 14th now leads the Belgian Grand Prix. It's all well that ends well for Max Verstappen, who's sliding his way out of the final corner and taking the line, winning the Belgian Grand Prix for a second year in a row. It's a 9th victory in Formula 1 in 2022 for the reigning world champion. And in Hungary, he got victory from 10th. Today, he's done it from 14th on the grid. It's lights out and away we go. And Verstappen crawling away from the start, gets away, but not as well as Charles Leclerc on the inside. And Ocon getting a bit squirrely, as is Sebastian Vettel in the top. Away we go. Verstappen is ahead of Charles Leclerc. Leclerc trying to fight this one, but as they now head towards the S's, it's Verstappen who's leading from Charles Leclerc. Sergio Perez ahead of Carlos Sainz. Is a Ferrari off, and it is Carlos Sainz into the barrier and out of the race. The red flag, the race. So with a safety car out, the race has been red flagged.
It is easier on the outside, especially on a circuit you know that's very wet and you haven't really done many laps around since Friday.
You notice that most of the drivers, I think, starting in second gear because it's better in the rain. That was brilliant from Verstappen to go round the outside into turn one. Well, as Max Verstappen then reaches the final corner, we'll see if anyone does come in to the pit lane. But we're racing again here at Suzuka. The Japanese Grand Prix is go once more. Verstappen leads